What is going on, everybody? Salud here, and we are back with another video, and this time around we are looking at the Crusader 1 to 70 and your first tier 20 clear. We're going to be looking at strategies for leveling, skills, passives, and overall your gear and how you're going to do everything so you can get the perfect start for season 19. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so in terms of the leveling strategies, I'm gonna be using my 1 to 70 guide I've already made. If you need a strategy for how to level, I would definitely recommend go checking out that video where I cover everything in a general matter, and this one is gonna be more specifically targeted on Crusader. So in terms of our skills, we're gonna be having a few things that will help us along with the leveling. First of all, we need some kind of generator to make wrath, right? We need a spender, which is usually where your damage is. We need some kind of mobility, so we can actually move around. We need some kind of cooldown, both for killing big packs, but also for elites and stuff. Some kind of defensive would also be really nice to have. So this is kind of what I use to level up my Crusader here. This is what I feel like is the best. You could of course play around with it as much as you like, but you have quite a bit of everything. You have Slash with Shield, which basically just generates wrath and increases your attack speed. Here you have Fist of the Havage with Fissure, which basically, if you show it right, you put all these around and mobs within these will just keep on taking ticket damage, right? So it's not the best in terms of burst damage, but it's good for like sustained damage, right? I have also picked Heaven's Fury with Bliss Ground as a term of another cooldown. It's basically a 40-second just blast, so you can use that on elites and stuff. We also have Laws of Valor Critical here, which is basically just a damage buff that we use off cooldown basically. I have chose Steed Charge with Endurance as my movement speed for this build around. It's pretty good. It's definitely not the best, right? Crusader doesn't have a lot of movement speed in terms if you compare it to, let's say, a monk, but this is probably the best you can get. And then we have Accurate Champion with Prophet, which is basically just a like 1.5 minute just big burst where you do a lot of damage and everything is increased. In terms of the passives, I would definitely recommend something like this to start off with. Holy Chorus, Righteous, Fervor, and Vigilant. Later on, as you get into it, I would probably swap out Holy Chorus with Long Arm of the Law just to make your Laws of Valor even stronger, which is pretty good. And of course, when you get even further and you start getting gems and stuff into your gear, definitely get Finery. It's one of the best for Crusaders. So all in all, I would say that the Crusader is an okay starter class, but it's definitely not the best. It's lacking quite a bit of everything. Its AoE is not that strong, and the movement is definitely subpar. I would definitely recommend being in a group if you are going to level a Crusader for season 19 as well. Now what you could do, if you were determined on starting Crusader, is you could make a Blessed Hammer build, which is kind of good. If we look at our D3 planner in our Gadala, there are a few things we could definitely want in terms of this build. First of all, you would want the Crusader shield called Guard of Joanna, which basically just make it so your Blessed Hammer deals 200% increased damage the first 3 enemies it hits, which is pretty nice. You could also get the braces here, Gabriel's Vem braces, or however you pronounce it, which also helps with just making it cost less to use your Blessed Hammer. And you also have the weapon here called Joanna's Augment, which is pretty good. If we go to level 70 Crusader, we have a few different flails that can definitely help us with this build as well. We have the Joanna's Augment, which is pretty good, which basically means that the attack speed and damage of Blessed Hammer is increased by 100%. And we also have the Justin's Mercy, how do you pronounce that? Which basically gives us a free rune as well. That's alright. And then you have the Swift Mount, which just makes you able to double the duration of Steed Charge. So we have like 7 total options here. 2 of them are really good and 1 is alright. This is the alright one. So as I said, you want to start with getting the shield first, and then you want to get the braces or weapon. I went on to a level 1 character here and I gambled for 400 blood shards and I got the shield and the braces here. So the only thing I would want now would be the flail. But let's say you waste all your blood shards gambling for the shield and you don't get it. You want to craft the shield, right? You want to craft a level 70 Crusader shield and upgrade it. This time around we're going to be trying to get the weapon to finish the entire set. So we're going to be crafting a level 70 flail here. Then we're going to go over and use our cube for rank 3 upgrade. Which one did we get? What I would recommend if you are lucky with your blood shards. Otherwise go with this build I showed you before. But you definitely want to try and get in a group as a Crusader, because they do lack quite a few things unfortunately in terms of solo leveling. Okay, so in terms of doing your first DR20 once you are 70, it's pretty easy honestly. There are a few things that I would recommend you and we're gonna basically go over that now. So in terms of the gear, I have put together probably the worst set of gear I've ever put together in terms of like the damage and stuff. I have 227,000 damage, right? And I have like 400,000 life. I have 13% crit chance, right? So I have awful gear and it's still very easy if you just follow a few things, right? So in terms of your gear, you basically just want main stat and some crit. I haven't even bothered with it because it's pretty easy and you don't really need it. But yeah, it's super easy. Definitely get all rest, because for me I definitely lack like survivability while doing the DR20, but it might just be the gear. Like look at this amulet here, right? It is pretty awful. Like after 5 minutes of being 70, you would have better gear than this, that's for sure. And I've of course also had no paragon in, right? Okay, so as you might know, this time around we're gonna get the Roland set for our season journey. And we do have the 4 set, which is why it's so easy. So basically the 2 set, every use of shield bash and sweep run reduce the cooldown of your laws and defensive skills by 1 second. That's pretty good. We do use our law of valor quite a lot and it does increase our damage, so it's alright. In terms of our 4 set here, increase the damage of shield bash and sweep attack by 13,000%. Now that's a lot. That's why it's so easy, right? So we have sweep attack here with trip attack. And I chose trip attack simply because you don't need the extra damage. And the stun effect is pretty good for like elites and the Rift Guardian. In terms of the skills, I went with Smite with Weeping here. It's just a basic generator and I then have some life regen attached to it. As I said before, I have sweep attack with trip attack just to get some kind of CC. And then I chose Condemn with Vacuum just to like group up the mobs so I can easier hit them. Because sweep attack does have quite a low area effect. Laws of Valor critical, this is really nice. And you also, the 2 set makes it so that low cooldown. You basically just want to pop this before attacking an elite. So as it says, like active, when you empower the law, granting you and your allies 15% increased attack speed and 50% increased crit damage. That's pretty good. For mobility, I chose Steed Charge with Endurance, just for trying to get around a bit more, although Crusader is pretty bad at movement in general. And then of course we chose our big cooldown here, which is Accurate Champion Prophet. Basically just a big dig cooldown for killing big elites and the Rift Guardian. So in terms of passive, I would definitely roll with something like this. We have Long Arm of the Law, which increases the duration of all like active effect of the lore. So basically just means our law value is even stronger, and it's pretty good already, so why not? We also have Righteous, which makes it so our primary skill grants additional 3 Wrath, and also increase our maximum Wrath. Finally, you get 1.5% strength for every gem socket in your gear. As long as it means that, you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And then I have Vigilant, simply just to get some toughness and some life regen. So in summary, it's a pretty easy build. It's pretty easy to do the first tier 20. This 4 set pretty much just carries you through it, as you can see in the footage playing at the same time. I do the Rift in about 4 minutes, and that's without playing a single pylon, so you can definitely do it. And I have probably the worst gear I've ever seen in my life before at a 70 character, right? So it is very easy, very doable. The toughness might be an issue. It was a bit hard for me with like staying alive, but it might just be because of my shit gear, right? So it's very easy to get your 6 piece. And once you have your 6 piece, you can pretty much just build whatever you like. You can go for the new set, you can go for another set. Crusaders might lag a bit in terms of your speed clear and stuff at the beginning, but it's definitely gonna pick up later on, right? But I'm just recommending now that if you are wanting to start a Crusader in Season 19, you might want to consider rolling Bob first, because Bob with the new roll run is gonna be super strong, both for like starting out, but also later on just speed farming, like low 100 solo even. It is also very possible that there's gonna be some kind of meta where you roll with the whirlwind barb instead of the rat ones that we're so used to. So you definitely want to look at that. That could be a lot of fun. That's about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe for more content in the future. And that's about it. Have a great run. Peace out.